Alright, we got a rainy day out here. We're going to be working in the shop today. Show you guys a project that we have had ongoing. It's supposed to take half a day, and we are a week in now on this one due to irregularities in our Hagie leg. So, here's what we got. Started out as a leg seal project where the top leg seal pushed out, and we were going to have to replace it right here and the top one. And when we popped it out, we realized the leg was bad.
I don't get that one.
So we ordered a new leg and got the new leg in, and the new leg was the wrong one, we thought. So we ordered another leg, and that one took a while to come in. And now we're going to try and make this one fit today. So we're going to try and get this ground down at the top, make it fit to where it will go up in there correctly up into the nitro tower, and hopefully we can get this thing out of the shop today. So here we go. Alright, so that was about a half a day's work. Those guys got it put back together. As you can see, got the new leg on, and we are doing some maintenance work to it. We're going to change the oil and a few fluids, and we're going to have it ready to go out the door. So the reason we had so many problems with this rig is they built this in 2016 Hagie did as an R&D machine for all their 2018 updates. It updated the boom and the legs and the hubs, a few other things, made it more heavy duty, but they only made 5 of these in the country. We happened to buy one of them. And so when they ordered the new leg, the old legs were flat like this, but Hagie had made changes for their actual production and made this tapered. And so we finally got a hold of the technical support guys, our mechanic did, at Deere, and they looked at the drawings and the schematics, and they figured out that we could actually get that new leg to fit up in there, even with that cone on there. So we got her put back up in, and hopefully everything will go smooth from here on out with it this season. We've got it ready to go. All finished up, we're gonna move her out. You want to adjust the tread adjust out, then back it up? Okay. All right, so we're gonna get the airbags pumped back up. We had the airbags lowered to get it in the shop. Gotta bring it down a little bit. We don't have clearance. So they're gonna pump them up, and then we're gonna tread adjust out because we need to do a little welding on the legs. Get that set up. All right, so we got the oil change, some filters changed, and the maintenance mostly done. We're gonna weld on these legs. A couple seasons ago, we actually had these front legs. We had issues right up in here, these welds cracking, and actually this leg over here completely cracked out. The leg kicked out, and the nitro tower, when I was making a turn, actually came in through the window and busted the window out. So we were stuck in the field. We had to bring a SkyTrack over, telehandler over, lift it up, push it in and weld it up, and then bring it back home. And we had to replace both those front legs. And now we have noticed on these rears that they're starting to do the same thing. And there is no pit for the rears through Deere. So we're gonna have to fix these ourselves. So Jeremiah is going to do a little grinding, and we're gonna weld these up to support them so we don't have that same problem with the rears that we did with the front. What do you think? Sounds good to me.
Hope it doesn't break.
Let's go for it. Those out, give them a good spot to weld on, and support them up. We should be good to go. Top off the high train here. She was a bit low, not even on the gauge. See how many gallons this takes. Messing with you? I had to go push in the wrong direction. I thought I was videoing that way, and I was videoing straight at my face. Alright, so that's what you did. Beat that out. At the end of each crack, I drilled a small hole. It's only like a 3/16 hole to stop that crack from going further. And then before I welded this, I plug welded those holes back up, and I triple passed this.
just as hot as the welder could do it. I know it looks a little rough, but it's upside down, and that's about the best you can do. And there's other guys out there that can say that they could do better, but
It's plenty windy today too. We were holding a piece
yeah.
of cardboard up for the shielding gas, so hopefully we've got it burned in good, and we just avoided a huge disaster of snapping a leg off going down the road or out in the field spraying fungicide and have to avoid that big mess. So I think we've got the Hagie all prepped for the season. We're going to throw some different tips up in the boom. We should be good to go. All right, guys, we got the sprayer put together back here in the shed, and it should be ready to go this spring. It's always nice to have the sprayer knocked out. It's one of the first rigs that we go out and use, and it's one of the last ones to get put away. So it's March, and we've got the inspection all completed, which is good. We like to have our mechanic inspect it and make sure we avoid downtime in season. So she's sitting here, should be ready to pull out and go start spraying with. I thought some of you guys might want to see the inside of the cab. If you've never been in a self-propelled sprayer before, they're kind of cool. This is where Jeremiah lives most of the summer, spraying herbicides and insecticides and fungicides, putting on nitrogen. It's kind of cool being up this high. They're pretty quick, run about 33 miles an hour down the road, and when you're in the field spraying about 15 miles an hour and going in standing corn and whatnot, it's pretty fun actually to run one of these things. So we got our screen here that keeps track of all of our swath control, all the GPS mapping and all that kind of stuff. This is a screen that does all the monitoring of the machine, and this is your automatic height control for your boom. So there's sensors out on the boom that keep your boom riding at the correct height, which is very important. So that's nice to have. It takes some fatigue off the operator from having to manually adjust them using these. Hydrostat, forward, backward, range shifting, and your master spray on and off is right here, along with some other controls over here that are important, like tank to pump and your pump on switch, agitation, that kind of stuff. A lot of buttons to push in these sprayers, so if you're a buttons guy, this is a good place for you. And I always enjoyed running it. So it's a fun machine. It's an important machine out on our operation, and we're excited to get out there and start using it this year. So thanks for watching our Hagie video, and we'll catch you next time.